Hi, this is Rabbi Jeremy Lawrence from the Great Synagogue in Sydney. We do our best to make Purim a fun festival for the kids, but in fact the Megillah raises some really complex problems. Today I'm reporting from the King's Palace in Shushan, and you can see a very dejected Mordechai sitting outside. Events inside the palace today have rocked the Jewish people as Chief Minister Haman approached the king with what he described as a pest eradication plan directed at the Jews. And our question is, did the king really understand what was happening? One of our contacts in the palace has looked closely at the way that today's events unfolded.
Yes, I've been looking at the official transcript here. Earlier today, Haman approached the king and he said, "There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed amongst all the peoples in all the provinces in your realm. Their laws are different from all the other peoples. They do not observe even the king's laws, and therefore it is not befitting the king to tolerate them."
He was talking about the Jews?
Yes, that's right, but not by name. It seems that this whole thing is personally motivated. He was quite put out that one of the leaders of the Jewish community, called Mordechai, had refused to bow before him in the public square.
So back to today, what happened in the palace?
Haman said, "If it pleases the king, let it be recorded la'abdam," which is a cleverly ambiguous word. It can mean lose them, clearly get rid of them. But it might simply mean enforce their integration and lose their distinction. Or possibly it means exile them and lose the problem. And the king agreed. He handed over authority with his signature, a load of cash, and told Haman to do what he saw necessary. The king hadn't been presented with a plan. He had been presented with a problem and a vision of a solution.
And?
Well, of course, la'abdam also means to destroy. It's one of those cases where the devil is in the details. And speaking of the devil, Haman's true agenda was immediately revealed. Using the king's authority, he sent out a proclamation which said to destroy, to slay and exterminate all the Jews, young and old, children and women, in a single day, and to plunder their possessions. The language went far beyond their discussion.
So now we have it. Did King Achashverosh think that he was resolving a social problem of people who didn't respect his laws? Or did he knowingly sign his signature on the death warrant for all of Persia's Jews? Or perhaps he suspected, but deliberately turned a blind eye, taking refuge in the ambiguity of the language. It's a stark reminder to all of us how euphemistic language such as final solution or ethnic cleansing masks the agenda of hate mongers and a genocide. When we set something in motion, just how much responsibility do we accept for the consequences? On Shabbat Zachor, we do well to remember that racial hatred isn't always overt. Often it begins with subtlety and a pretense at reason. Only later is the true agenda manifest. We all know about Haman, but this Purim Eve and this Purim morning, you can join in the debate on Achashverosh. Was he bad, or boorish, or betrayed? It's at a Megillah reading near you. This is Rabbi Jeremy Lawrence from the Great Synagogue in Sydney, wishing you and all your family a Purim Sameach.